I'm Mr. Wyken. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Owatonna High School. Today I want to spend a little bit of time sharing some different resources with you to better prepare you for registration. Registration will take place in health class at OMS and math at St. Mary's. Preparing for registration is important because the classes that you choose are how we decide what courses that we're going to offer each year. One of the differences between high school and middle school is there's quite a few different options that you have for classes that you can take. As a freshman, 4.5 of the 8 credits that you register for are required classes. So we'll go over some things like the worksheet for 9th grade, the registration guide, and some of the course requirements that you have to register for, as well as what alternates are and why those are important to choose. Okay, so hopefully by the end of this brief video, you'll have a better understanding of how to choose classes, fill out your worksheet, and register for classes in the future. So this behind me is the master schedule. Each one of these little tiles here represents a different class. Each of the red lines represents a different quarter. Within high school, we have 2 semesters that are made up of 4 quarters. When you're choosing classes, you can choose an option of a quarter class, which is only a quarter of the year, or a semester class, which is half of the year. So potentially you have 8 credits that you can register for. So that means that you have a potential of taking a combination of quarter and semester credits throughout the year. The master schedule is built around student requests. So we look at the classes that you want to take and we decide how many of those to offer. And each offering is called a section. So if we had 60 students that signed up for personal fitness, we would run 2 sections. So 2 classes broken down into roughly 30 students each. So it's really important for you to request courses that you want to take because we build the schedule around the classes that you choose. As a freshman, you have 4.5 credits of class that are required for you to take. So in some cases, you might have an option to take either like an English 9 or enriched English 9. You can look in the Reg Guide to see the differences between those 2 course offerings. But for the most part, when you look at your worksheet, it will list all the courses that you need to take to stay on track for graduation. So a prerequisite is a course that needs to be taken before you can take the course that's listed. So essentially, we have courses that sometimes fall into a sequence. So it's important for you to take English 9 before you take English 10. So you'll notice that within each worksheet, there are a list of courses that need to be taken each year in a sequence. You'll also know, if you look through the Reg Guide, that there are specific requirements for graduation. Each year, there is a specific series of courses that you need to take. So right now, when you get your worksheet, you'll notice at the top that those courses that are already listed, those are courses that you need to choose through and register for. So you can choose either English or enriched English. Those are some of the choices that I'm talking about, but all the courses on the worksheet that are required must be taken in that sequence. So I'm going to show you some examples of some important resources that you will need to reference when you're registering. And much of that information is information that we share out in email and digital forms, as well as post on the registration support website. The first thing I'm going to ask you to do is go to the website ohs-reg-guide.weebly.com.
Once on the website, scroll over to Resources and click on the link. On the resource page, you'll find registration guide, registration directions, a graduation checklist, and the 9th grade registration worksheet. And all of these are active hyperlinks.
This is the registration worksheet for grade 9.
This document can be downloaded and printed, or it can be downloaded and filled out in a digital form. I'm going to walk through some of the directions right now.
First off, you have to choose from your core content area. These are the classes that are required for you in a specific grade level that lead toward your meeting your graduation requirements. Within some of those categories, you'll find that there might be multiple options. For example, English 9 or Enriched 9. The course number for English 9 or any classes that are listed twice are also in order of how they're listed. So English 9, the course number is there. If you flip to the back side, you'll see the course numbers listed in front of the course, as well as the number of credits. And whether a class is hybrid will also be indicated. You'll notice that the credit values are already completed for you and totaled in this area. So as a freshman, you take 4.5 credits of classes that are directed toward meeting your core requirements for graduation. In this area, you'll fill out the courses that you are electing to take, and you want that total to add up to 8 credits. So you'll enter in whether a class is a half a credit or a full credit and total them. It should be 8. In the bottom box here, these are your alternates. You want to put in at least 6 options. So we have 6 boxes here. We're hoping that you give us some alternates in case a course isn't run or a class doesn't fit into your schedule. We have some other classes that we can look at. So it's important for you to register for 6 alternates. And the reason that we want you to register for 6 alternates is because there are times where we cannot run a course that you've selected and we need to find an alternate. Or we have a schedule that's built where one class that you've requested is full or it doesn't fit into your schedule, so we need to find something to replace it. So it's important for you to register for alternates that you, number one, care about, and number two, are a variety of credit amounts. So either a half credit or a full credit, 1 credit. That way, when we have classes that don't work in your schedule, we have an alternate to go to make sure you are fully registered with your 8 credits. So let's take a look. All right, so now we're looking at the cover of the guide for this year.
Go ahead and open to the table of contents. What you're going to notice is that this is an interactive document. So that means that anything that is blue or underlined blue within the guide is a hyperlink. You're going to notice some interactivity that will allow you to navigate through the guide a little bit more easily. So let me show you here. Go ahead and click on a link and let's see where they link to. It may be an external website or it may be within this particular guide itself. So that should make navigation a little bit easier within the book. I mean, you can certainly flip through and look through the guide and discover it, but what you'll notice is that that's a lot of scrolling. So on the bottom right-hand corner, I have put a link into the document that will bring you right back to the table of contents. That way, if you're looking for specific information, you can jump around the guide. You can certainly feel free to scroll through it. So finding courses, there are a couple ways that you can do this. Courses by pathway and complete lists are on the same spread. So I'm going to start there. If you look at the left-hand side page, you'll see a listing of all the courses by departments. And those are also hyperlinked within the document to the pages where their course description can be found. On the right side is a list of classes
organized by pathway. So within each pathway, you'll notice that the courses are listed by department within. When we go to the actual pathway itself, they will be in alphabetical order. The top boxes that list the pathway themselves are hyperlinked to those pathways. Within each pathway, the courses are arranged in alphabetical order. Let's look at some of the details. On the top, you'll notice that the course is listed in the color of the pathway, and the course number should follow that. In this case, this course isn't offered this year, but it is offered in a sequence, so it's still noted in the guide. Next will be listed the amount of credits and the number of quarters. So this is a 1 credit class, so it is 2 quarters or a semester course. So as you're filling out your worksheet, you'll need to indicate that that is a 1 credit class. We also note that if a class is a college in the schools course, we will also indicate the number of credits and from what institution those credits can be earned if you successfully complete the course and are registered, as this is a concurrent enrollment course. So it is also only open to grades 10, 11, and 12. And you'll notice the last line is prerequisite. So that means what courses do you need to take in order to take this class. So there are courses that need to be taken in a sequence, like Art 1, Art 2, and Art 3, and you'll notice that the prerequisites change. Now that you have some idea on how to use the registration guide, let's look at the process of selecting courses.
The first thing that you want to do is go to the portal and enter your login information. Once you're in the portal, go to More, and then Course Registration. Now you're going to choose the school year for next year, and then you're going to go down to Add Courses, and you'll notice you can either search for courses or hit the plus sign to have them added to your overall requests. Use your completed worksheet as a guide. As you add each course, what you'll notice is that the bar on the top will grow until you reach the amount of 64 units. So right now you are adding courses by clicking on the plus sign, going in and hitting add. You can also hit alternate, so you can either hit add a request or add an alternate. As you add courses, I want you to notice that when you click on the add alternate or add request, it allows you to pick the delete as well. You can also remove courses from the main course request page. Once you're done completing your request, you have 8 credits, your 64 units, and 6 alternates. You're done. You don't need to save anything, you just need to log out. And those requests will be recorded when we close the window. So we've gone through all the information that we've needed to cover. But you might ask, is there anything else I need to know?
There's a couple things that you're going to need. Number one, you're going to need to bring your computer or have access to a computer. Number two, a completed 9th grade worksheet. Number three, you're going to need your login information for Infinite Campus. It's also maybe handy to have a copy of the Reg Guide if you kind of get stuck or you forgot something and you want to reference a course. Having that handy digitally downloaded to your Google Drive, or just accessing the support website will allow you to peruse that copy of the guide.
Okay, there's one final thing. Thursday, March 4th from 3 to 6 are registration night conferences. Registration conferences are an opportunity for you and your parents to connect with your advisor, to ask any questions, or simply just to meet your new advisor. Please look at the letter that you received through the middle school that you attend for the open virtual meeting login credentials. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call. Have a great day.